Regie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is a makeup live stream because I did one earlier in the week on Twitch in which I gave people a preview of what was going to happen at GarageCon this coming weekend, and I forgot to hit the YouTube button so that it would record the video for release on YouTube. And so because I forgot to hit that little button, I didn't have the video to release for YouTube. So I decided to do a really quick impromptu live stream to give the YouTube audience a preview of what is going to be happening at GarageCon. And what I'll be doing is talking a little bit about how things are going to work, what I plan to do, and then also show you some of the books that will be available. I still have a lot of like pricing and stuff like that to do, but I hope to be able to get things in a good place come the 21st, whenever that is, Saturday. So shout out to everybody that's in here right now, and certainly to everybody that's going to be watching this thing back on replay. And again, this is a type of video that may be more relevant to those folks that are actually going to be at GarageCon, which I'm guessing is a very, 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 very small portion of the viewing audience. But hopefully people will at least enjoy hearing a little bit about what is actually going to take place. So GarageCon is actually going to run November 21st. It's going to start at 8 o'clock and run until about 1 o'clock. We're going to do a little bit, I think, indoor, outdoor kind of stuff, depending upon what the weather does. Everybody's going to wear a mask, including myself, much to my chagrin at my own house, but everybody's going to wear a mask. And then I'm going to have a ton of like hand sanitizer and stuff like that on hand for folks that show up. I'm planning to have, and I don't know whether it'll be a table or an area of a table, but I have a lot of things that people have sent to me and given to me that I'm just going to give away to folks. And it's going to be some pins, stickers. I think there may be even a couple of graphic novels and comics and stuff like that, things that people have given to me that I cannot sell because that would be inappropriate. But they're things that I want to give to people, but I don't want to ship those things. So instead of shipping them, I'll basically just give them to people that actually show up. So in addition to like the freebies table, there will also be dollar books. And so just straight up $1 books, most of which are bagged and boarded. There may be a couple that are not. We're going to have a $2 bin of just like $2 books that'll be comics as well as some graphic novels. And I can tell you that in that bin is going to be a healthy number of Web of Spider-Man and then also Wolverine. I know that those two titles are in the $2 bin, and there's probably like 20 or more of each one of those titles that are in there, and then along with some graphic novels and stuff like that. And then there'll be a $5 bin. And right now the $5 bin is a lot of X-Men. It's just like straight up X-Men. No low number stuff, of course, but it's just, you know, regular titles of X-Men that'll be in the $5 bin. And then there's going to be the not $5 bin. And I'll show you guys some of the books that will not be in that bin, in that bin. And then there will also be some slabs there as well. So the slabs are in the outer rooms. I won't be able to show those to you. But let me address a couple of these comments here real quick. So a diecast says, how are you today? I am doing fantastic. I'm doing much better today than I was yesterday. Well, up until through yesterday, it was just chaos, a lot of stuff happening. But I've been able to get a lot of that stuff off of my agenda. So I am feeling much, much better today. So, but thank you very much for the kind words regarding the channel. And honestly, man, thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. You know, there are a couple of YouTubers that I literally watch every day. And I know how that feels. I know when you make the decision to incorporate someone's content into your daily routine, that is not done lightly. And so I definitely appreciate the kind words and thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. So wish I could go to, but living on the East Coast in New Jersey limits where I can go. I definitely understand that. Having knee surgery tomorrow, brother, I will have nothing but positive thoughts for you around that, my man. So Kevin's asking a really good question here, and thank you, Kevin, for asking that question. My goal will be to do as much electronic payment as possible, because highly unlikely I'm going to get to any place where I can get cash. But electronic payment is probably going to be best, preferably PayPal. That's just because it's super easy for me to be able to do that. I try to do as many of my transactions through PayPal as possible to make my tax reporting process a lot simpler. So what we'll probably do is it's just straight up PayPal. If people have cash, that'll be cool. It'll be tough for me to make change, to be honest with you. So ideally, folks are bringing small denominations and can pay exact amounts, or just make a donation. No, but or round up or whatever. Find a couple of extra books to add to the stack. So there you go. Very good question, Kevin. Thank you for asking that one right there. So let me, so somebody else just came in. So again, Garage Con is basically going to be happening November 21st. It is going to start at 8 o'clock and run until about 1 p.m. Then we'll shut it all down. It'll be a mixture of indoor, outdoor, everybody wears masks. And I have a bathtub size. I don't know. I have a lot of hand sanitizer. I may have to locate the nearest public restrooms for people, because some people may come and may spend a considerable amount of time. So I may have to identify a couple of publicly accessible restrooms for people to be able to access, because I won't be able to let people into the house to go to the restroom. So hopefully people understand where I'm coming from that, and definitely no porta potties outside. So no, there will be no purchases that will be available online. It's actually a legitimate question. So some of the books that I'm about to show you are currently on my website at regiecollects.com. So if you do head over to regiecollects.com and make a purchase, then the book's yours, right? But a lot of what will be shown here is not on the website and will take some time before it actually gets on the website, right? So hopefully people understand that. H-Town and House, how you doing? All right, so let me show you guys a couple of the books that are currently on the website right now. Deadpool issue number 1. I think I have like 3 copies of this, but I think that this copy is available on the website right now. I have a couple of Star Wars. So this is Knights of the Old Republic issue number 7. Actually, I have 2 copies of that. Both copies are actually pretty nice. Here's issue number 8. And again, these are currently on the website for folks if they decide to pick them up. Have a couple of copies of Stars and Stripe issue 0, and also issue number 1, the first appearance of that character. So there you go. Those are up there, as is this. This is Primer issue number 5. And this is the first appearance of some work that was done by Sam Keith with a character called Max the Hare. So it is not Max from Image. It's a different Max, same name, but this one is a hare, an actual rabbit, H-A-R-E. And this is what's this guy's name? Snowblow. I don't know. Snowstorm. This is the cocaine induced villain from DC Comics. This is the New Guardians issue number 2. That is the first appearance of whatever that cocaine using villain happens to be. So a lot of those books are all up there. There's a great question here from Diecast. There is no dollar section on the website. And part of the reason for that, to be completely honest, is that for me to take the time to list a dollar book on the website, that's tough. That's the return on that investment isn't very good. You know what I'm saying? So no dollar books are on there. There are, however, on the website, some $5 books, and typically for a $5 book, sometimes even for a buck that is less than $10, I actually do not grade those books, because again, by the time you take, the time to grade the book, take a bunch of photos, put up the description, all that kind of stuff, you're already on the negative side in terms of time, energy, and effort spent with that book. So you tend to, you will see some $5 books and maybe even some $10 books that are basically like front shot, and there's no grading, but here's the book and it's a couple of bucks. Anything less than that, it becomes a little tough to warrant me taking the time to do the grading process and to get them posted, which is why, again, the dollar books tend to be more on site, just because they are in a bin. Here's the bin, everything in there is $1. No work involved. So I have a couple of copies of Wonder Woman This is Wonder Woman issue number 50. I don't even have those priced yet, but they will be. I have 3 copies right now of, oh, sorry, 2 copies of Batman 442. I think I probably have like 30 copies of this, but I'll have a couple of copies of that on hand. Crisis on Infinite Earths. I have a ton of copies of these, but I have 3 that will be available for folks to check out. And there is a mixture of Marvel and DC until that point. Here is a Marvel DC book right here. This is Marvel and DC Presents. This is when Uncanny X-Men and the Teen Titans met up. There's a copy of that. A couple of low dollar Batman books here. This is Batman $3.99. There's another $4.48. I think these are like $1 or something like that. Batman Black and White. Here's Batman 457 right there, all relatively inexpensive books. That's part of what I'm trying to do, is to make sure that there's a range of things out there for people to check out. There you go. There you go right there. Yeah, you can take it, just not at the GarageCon, brother, because there is no $1 ASM. There are some $1 Web of Spider-Man. Actually, no, the $2 Web of Spider-Man. Wonder Woman 150 right there. Here is Phoenix, The Untold Story, issue number 1, John Byrne story. Batgirl issue number 1 right there. And again, just giving you guys a small sampling of what will be there. Here is Batman 497, and I have a couple of copies of that. Here is Amazing Spider-Man 611, little Scotty Young action right there. Here is Amazing Spider-Man 607. And then here is Batman 606. A couple of really cool Batman. Goodness, I'm stuck on Batman. Amazing Spider-Man. A couple of cool books right there. Set those off to the side. I have probably 500 copies of this book right here. Miracle Man. Miracle Man. This is Miracle Man issue number 1. Ton of copies of that. I pulled 5, so those will be there. And those are relatively inexpensive as well, to be honest with you. Pop this top off and go back to the chat. Am I keeping my eye on the Alfred Pennyworth collection over at Heritage? No, that's actually Amazing Batman. There you go. No, here's a question right here. So, any books you are looking for that people can bring to GarageCon? To be honest with you, man, the books that I'm honestly going after right now, no. The stuff that I'm setting my sights on right now is just that's probably not the GarageCon type of book. But maybe I can give it some thought. You know, maybe there are some books that I can throw out there for people to consider, because I know at least one person is going to be bringing a trade, and it's a piece of original art that we may actually trade. And that was unprompted. The person was like, "Hey, I got a couple of pieces of original art you might be interested in." I was like, "Yeah, well, bring that one, and then let's talk about it." So we'll see what's up. You haven't even seen the killer stuff just yet, but Clay cracking on me here with Amazing Batman. Brother, I don't know what's going on with my mind. But to answer this question right here, no, I actually do not track Heritage or Comic Link or any of those other kind of sales. Just not my thing. I know a lot of people pay attention to some of that stuff, but I do not pay attention to that. How much is AF15? I don't know. If you go to gocollect.com and log in, I'm sure that they will give you all kinds of pricing information for AF15. Jug, thanks for stopping by, brother. Definitely appreciate that. Miracle Man, that's a nice stack of that title. Brother, I have, probably no lie, 30 copies of that. I probably have an easy 30 copies of that in the collection, to be honest with you. There are a ton of those books. What is this? You never know. Someone might be willing and able to do a PayPal transaction. Well, here's the thing. I mean, yeah, you never know. You never know what could happen. Let's put it that way. All right. So let me pop this out real quick. So this book right here, Knights of the Republic, issue number 1. Cool book, man. This book is actually in solid shape, except for the fact that it has rust on the staple. So I put a little note there to let people know. And this one is like $5, to be honest with you. It is a gorgeous book. I actually inadvertently sold the book to somebody as a near mint copy. The person was like, "This has rust." I was like, "I am sorry." So I immediately refunded their money. They sent me the book back, and sure enough, the book had rust on it. It's just one of those things that just got by me. So that will be there. And if somebody wants to practice cleaning or doesn't care about rust, there's a $5 copy of Knights of the Republic right there. Speaking of ASM, Here is issue 111. I don't think I'm going to put up any 110s for sale, but I do have a 111. Here is a 151 right there. Actually, let me not take these out because then they'll be all out of order. What do we have right here? ASM 158. So there's some not super low number ASM. Here's 157 and 159. So I have a healthy amount of ASM in here: 164, 165, 166, 168, 170, 171, a couple of copies of that, 173, 174. Like there's a nice section of ASM in here. I probably have 4.5 long boxes of ASM, and I need to figure out whether I'm going to be able to offer any of that stuff up, because the challenge, of course, is trying to price all of that, grade it and price it. It's a bit much. And as I've kind of explained, this week has been a brutal week for me. So I'm not sure how much of that stuff I'm going to be able to get to you, get out. Rob Oswald's like, rust happens. Well said, brother. I felt bad. I really did feel bad. And I immediately refunded that person's money because I missed it. I just completely missed it. But thankfully, it was a person that bought from me that kind of knows the channel and knows that I wasn't trying to get over, that I just made an honest mistake. So I was thankful for that, at least, you know. So the Man Without Fear right here, Frank Miller stuff. This is basically 1 through 4. I'm selling this one as a bundle, so that will be available at GarageCon. I have a couple of The Doorway to Nightmare. This one actually sold pretty well because I was selling multiple copies of that. I think I sold at least 4 or 5 sets of it. So that's issue 5, 3, 2, 1. So I have a couple of those. And then I have a couple of Power Girl, issue number 1 of Power Girl. And then I have, for Power Girl, I have issue 99 in here. I have issue 97. Nope, that's 98. My bad. I have multiple copies of 98 in here. And then I also have a couple of copies of issue 97, which I believe is her first appearance. So we have multiple copies of that. During another live stream, I showed a stack of these and people were like, you know that that's a reprint. Yes, I knew that it was a reprint. I actually have 3 copies of it. This is the Marvel movie showcase. Why I was excited about having found this, because I found it, I lost it, I found it again. Why I was excited about this is that I will at GarageCon basically have a healthy run of Star Wars. I will literally have issue 2 through 106. I think I'm missing 18 books from that run that I'm offering up. Like I have a pretty much complete run of Star Wars, but I'm offering up issue 2 through 106 minus 18 books. And it's probably the books that you would expect that are missing from that run, right? Because I kind of kept those. But I was excited to have found this because now I basically at least can put in the stack for someone issue number 1, right? So it'll be 1 through 106 with issue number 1 being a reprint, just to kind of help out just a little bit. So how do I get Star Wars how do I get into Star Wars? I don't know, because I'm not into Star Wars. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm into The Mandalorian, but I am not a Star Wars fan. I am a Star Trek fan. So oh my goodness, you are hilarious. Clay, I feel you, brother. I have family all over the great state of Ohio, Columbus, Cincinnati, Toledo. And I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. My uncle is actually chief of police in Cincinnati. So I know Ohio well. I'm going to have copies of this. This is Gung Ho issue number 7. This is one of the exclusive variants, the Virgin variant that was released. When I did my variant, they actually gave me an opportunity to buy copies of this. So I picked it up and that will be there. As will this book right here. So we have Wolverine issue number 1, one of my favorite runs of Wolverine. This will be there. This is actually a CGC reject. This was a book that I sent in, and I can't remember if I screened it at a 9.8 or a 9.6, but they rejected it. But this will be at GarageCon for a couple of bucks. The price will not be crazy. Speaking of rejects, here is Batman: The Dark Knight Triumphant. I have, I think, a couple of copies of that will be available. I have multiple copies of Ghost Rider issue number 1, the Danny Ketch. what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There will be 5 copies of Ghost Rider #1, which is pretty hot right now. Thundercats issue #1. I have a ton of those right there. So there's, I think that's like 5 or 6 copies right there. If anybody's a fan of Watchmen, I actually have, man, a lot of Watchmen books. Basically issues 2 through 11. I have, but I also have multiple copies of each one of the issues, and these will also be available at GarageCon for literally a couple of bucks. I'm only moving them for a couple of bucks. So that's basically one short box. I have a couple more that I'll show you in another box here real quick. So let me go over here real quick. Anyone going to GarageCon, I have some early X-Men to sell a tray for. Scrolling through, Steve. So GarageCon is he's out of the loop. So the GarageCon is this is the second time that I've done it, and it's basically where I open my garage and we have a con. No, so it was something that I started last year, and it's literally where I invite people to the house, man, and we sit around, we talk comics, and people have an opportunity to buy some books and to hang out if that's what they want to do. So basically what I'm doing in this video is giving people a little bit of a preview of the books that will be available at GarageCon, and it'll be things from literally freebies to $1 books to $2 books to $5 books and up is basically what's going to be available at GarageCon. So it's a nice little mixture of stuff. So thankfully, Vincent, I have a ton of Thundercats right now. I do want to say that there are probably on RegieCollects.com, there were probably 40 or so books on the website right now that are available for sale. I cannot remember if there was a Thundercats. I've sold a ton of Thundercats already, and I still have a huge stack of them left over. Yes, this is live. Scrolling down to some of the comments, hopefully that answers some of the people that now know exactly what GarageCon is, because I saw a couple of more questions come in. So that is basically one of the short boxes. Let me move this out of the way. Ooh. Move that out of the way, and let me see what I have in this bin that I can show you guys. So Moon Knight's pretty hot right now. So we'll have a couple of copies of Moon Knight. There was a couple of copies that I actually had on the website that one person picked up. So we have some Darkhawk, because Darkhawk is hot right now. I have, what is that, 5 copies? 5 copies right here. I have another 8 copies right there. So there will be plenty of Moon Knight and Darkhawk on hand. I will show you guys a couple of the books that are on the website, right? So that's Thundercats is up there on the website right now. Daredevil issue 188 is up there. Brave and the Bolds issue number 200. So these books are on RegieCollects.com right now, but these books are also going to be available at GarageCon. Cool Spawn book right there, issue 231 right there. Here is issue 249. We have a couple of Death in the Family. So that's issue 427, Death in the Family. There's 429, little Wonder Woman action there, issue number 9, given the movie that's coming out. Some Moon Knights and Elvira, some Doom Patrol, issue number 94. Ton of Sensational She-Hulk that's up there on the website. Man-Thing issue number 1. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Birds of Prey issue number 56. First appearance of somebody or another. Scrolling through, really cool book right there. Web of Spider-Man 31. Miracle Man, She-Hulk, Spawn, some Star Trek. Got that in there. A little X Factor. First appearance of Legion of New Mutants 26. Let me see what else we have in here. Saw some X Factor. A couple of Amazing Spider-Man power packs. So there's a random assortment of stuff in there. So that's a little bit. Let me show you guys another stack here, because I know some people came in a little bit late. So we have Amazing Spider-Man 606, 607, 611. Couple of cool Amazing Spider-Man books there. Almost lost them. Batman, nothing crazy here. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So there's just a ton of books that will be available, and hopefully I'll be able to line up a couple more. So Dark Hawk #1 being hot proves that comic advantage. You never know. You never know, for real. Will I be signing autographs? So I am not a celebrity. But here's the thing, man. If someone shows up at the house and is like, hey, can you sign this? Yes. Will there be a charge? No, because I'm just not. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, again, this whole thing is, none of it ever is about money per se. That's never the true pursuit, right? So if someone takes the time to show up and is hanging out and is like, hey, can you sign this? Yes, let's go ahead and do it. But that's not necessarily like, there's not going to be like, hey, I'm signing books now. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, Bobby, that answers the question. Joe, my man, how you doing? Deuces is in the house. How you doing, brother? Scrolling through. So we scroll down. I do. So I have a ton of that, man. And it's, so the problem is I have a lot of books. I'm going to be completely honest, but there's only one of me that is like trying to do the family thing, the word thing, the YouTube thing, and the Garage Con. So there's only so much. So I do have a ton of the Todd McFarlane run. I probably have, in my personal collection, I have the full run, but I probably have like a run and a half. I don't even know if I'm going to be selling that, to be honest with you. There are some things that I'm just going to keep. I'm not going to let go, to be honest with you. So let me see. What is this? Rob Boswell just dropped a super chat. Brother, no, I am a guy with a microphone and a fantastic smile. Outside of that, yeah, no celebrities here, my man. So, but no, I definitely appreciate the super chat, my man. You know, I think there is some Care Bears, man. You know, there's some My Little Pony, there's some Barbie, a ton of Darkwing Duck. You know, there has to be Care Bears. There has to be those bins that have like that type of stuff in it. I don't really spend that much time on, to be honest with you, but there has to be some Care Bears somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? Scrolling through Comic Book Therapy. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you from Toronto. All right, scrolling through, seeing what's up. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. We're trying to make magic up in here, man. We're trying to make magic. I'm gonna tell you guys, you know what? Bro, I am on the hunt for this. I was going through that collection and I was like, there has to be some Silverhawk, right? So I found G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercat. I think I found, you know what I haven't found? Voltron and Silverhawk. Those are two that I have not found. And so I am hopeful that I'll be able to locate those, to be honest with you, because I really want Silverhawk. I remember that show from back in the day and I absolutely loved it. So Phil, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Close the door, baby. So, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here real quick to give you guys some idea of what was going to happen with Garage Con. Again, a quick rundown. Garage Con is November 21st. It'll start at 8 o'clock and run till about 1 o'clock. I have no clue how many people are going to show up, and it really doesn't matter. If 5 people show up, I will be engaged with 5 people all day, at least until 1 o'clock when I shut it down. But GarageCon's going to happen. We're going to have a mixture of stuff there. We're going to have a bunch of freebies that people can just take simply because they showed up. And the freebies are a random assortment of stuff that I've collected that people have given me that I just want to give back. There will be $1 books. There will be $2 books, including graphic novels. There will be $5 books. I have like a long box of X-Men that is going to be in the $5 bin. I'm going to try to do maybe like a $7 bin of ASM if I can get my stuff together. Super simple. It'll be, if it's in the bin, it's $7, right? Super simple. So hopefully I can pull that together. We're going to have, and then we're going to have like a not $1 through $7 stuff, right? So that will be raw books and also slabs. My preference for payment for this stuff is going to be PayPal because that's just super simple. I tend to just do the PayPal thing and that's where my money sits. But if people have cash, we can do that. I just probably will not have change. Everybody will wear masks, including myself. Unfortunately, it'll be a mixture of indoor, outdoor, literally in my garage, hence the name GarageCon, and in front of the garage, so it's garage adjacent. But that's basically the rundown, man. So I'm gonna see here real quick whether, oh yeah, there you go. Thank you for that part right there. Doug, thank you, bro. So if you do want to attend GarageCon, what I'm basically asking people is to send me a message. You have to send me a message either via email at Regie@RegieCollects.com or on Instagram. My goal is to know who you are if you're showing up to my house with my address. That's how we're going to kind of keep track and know who's what. I will tell you guys that on the side of the house, there will be parking. In my neighborhood, because of where I live, there's really no parking, to be honest with you. But there's a spot on the side of my house where you will be able to probably do head-in parking to make room for other people. There are cameras all around the house, so just know that if you come on the property, you basically will be filmed because the cameras are up and the cameras are always running. So just in the spirit of full transparency, so that people have some awareness. All right. Ariel, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. All right. So with that, yeah, I have a couple of Darkhawk 50, but those are staying in the collection, right? So I have, I think I showed you guys what, 4 or 5 copies of Darkhawk #1. So those are available, but the Darkhawk 50s are staying with me. So hopefully you get that. There's a lot of stuff that I have that is just not going anywhere. Some people have asked about trades and things like that. I don't know if we're going to be in a trading mood. I know that I'm probably going to do one trade with somebody for some original art that they kind of showed me yesterday. So we'll see whether some magic can be made there. But my goal is to try to have a healthy amount of stuff for people to look at, from Marvel to DC to Image and across the spectrum of cost. There will be T-shirts. The Gibbon tape will be there. Like almost anything that you've seen on the website will be available at GarageCon as well. So if you go to RegieCollects.com, there's a ton of stuff there, cleaning kits, the tape, the T-shirts, the stickers, the fragile stickers. If you do shipping, all of that stuff will be on hand if folks want to pick that stuff up. And again, PayPal is going to be the easiest for the purpose of transaction. All right. With that, I'm going to wrap this thing up. If you guys need to reach out to me, you know how to do it. You can do it on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com. Take care, and hopefully I will see several of you soon.